The Los Angeles Clippers had a very disappointing end to their NBA season. Yes, they made it to the Western Conference Finals. However, their goal was to win a championship, and they got eliminated by the Suns in the West Finals, leaving a lot of questions on how the Clippers are going to be bouncing back from this offseason. So today, as you can tell by the title and thumbnail, we are going to be doing a Los Angeles Clippers off-season rebuild with a trade or two that I think potentially could happen if the Clippers are willing to change it up a bit. If you guys haven't, like, subscribe, all that stuff, links to every single social media is down in the description below. Click on those, give us a follow on the Insta, Twitter, all that stuff. Would mean a lot. Subscribing helps us a bunch as well. We're trying to hit 15k in before the end of, let's say by the end of August. If we can have 15k, I'm going to, I don't know what I'll do. If there's something you want to see for 15k, let me know down in the comments below. But guys, let's get into today's Los Angeles Clippers off-season rebuild. So here we are, we've simulated a season, we're in the off-season, as you can tell. The Los Angeles Clippers probably do not have a very good first-round pick. It is 23rd for us. We could potentially maybe use that in a trade later on in the video, or, well, now, if we can. So there is a player that I'm going to keep a secret until I actually decide how I'm going to trade for him. There is a player that I would like to see that I potentially think the Clippers could actually go after if they give up enough assets. So we've gone into the draft here, and there's a couple of players here that I think we could potentially pick up. Someone like a Josh Giddey, Greg Brown, Usman Garuba. I think Josh Giddey would be perfect for this team. He could be a nice young piece that, I mean, considering he fell to 23, we could probably use him hopefully in either a trade or use him off of our bench. So Serge Ibaka and Kawhi Leonard have declined their player options. Amir Coffey, yeah, sure, what if he comes back, sure, why not? So we do not have bird rights on Kawhi Leonard, but we can offer him money and a no trade clause. We are going to 100% bring back Kawhi, and it's going to be a part of this deal. So we're going to have to bring back Kawhi. Serge Ibaka is someone that we probably would like to bring back as well, if possible. Do we have bird rights on Serge? Yes, we do. So we'll bring back Serge. We'll probably use him in a deal. Reggie Jackson, he wants a lot of money. He is 31. We'll give him a 2-year deal. And then Nick Batum, we'll give him a little bit of money, probably use him in trade with Serge Ibaka. So we get all 4 of those guys back, which is absolutely perfect. So here is a trade for the Los Angeles Clippers that I think potentially could go through. Zubac, Kennard, and Rajon Rondo with a young piece. It could either be Josh Giddey, Terrence Mann. I don't see the Clippers giving up Terrence Mann, but it could potentially be Terrence Mann. If the player that they draft this year, plus a first-round pick, I actually don't think they have their first-round pick this year, if I'm not mistaken. But they could put together a pretty decent package, considering they still have players such as Patrick Beverley, Nicholas Batum, if they do re-sign, Daniel Atoru, Jay Scrubb. So, like, they do have players there. If they don't have, like, a player like Josh Giddey, they do have the young assets there. Chuck in a first-round pick, and I think a trade package a bit like this for DeMar DeRozan. Yeah, DeMar DeRozan. If DeMar DeRozan goes to the Clippers, I'd say Paul George will play the 2. Scratch that. I'd say DeMar DeRozan will play the 2, Paul George at the 3, and then Kawhi Leonard at the 4. The thing is, all 3 of those guys are very versatile. They can play all 3 of those positions, so they can really play positionless basketball. And we didn't even control that Spurs team, and the Spurs agreed to that deal. So we've brought in DeMar DeRozan. We've still got Serge Ibaka and Marcus Morris. The thing is, though, I think we're going to be running Kawhi at the power forward, George at the 3, and DeRozan at the 2. I personally think that could be it, just because of size. But I'm very much okay with how it's set up now. So they're probably going to play Kawhi at the 4. I'll play DeRozan at the 3 and Paul George at the 2. I'm fine with that. Now, starting point guard wise, we have 2 point guards that I don't necessarily like. I like Reggie Jackson as a backup point guard. I don't like Patrick Beverley as a starting point guard. So if we need a better playmaker for this team. So Ibaka and Beverley. What can we get here for this team? We need a better playmaker, better starting point guard. We could bring in Kyle Lowry. Now, that isn't a bad shout, you know. We can still do this without even giving up Serge Ibaka. Yeah, all right. Considering he's on a cheaper deal now, we'll take Kyle Lowry. I like Kyle Lowry being moved here to the Clippers. I think that's a potential piece that the Clippers could go after is Kyle Lowry. I know that both LA teams had interest in Kyle Lowry at the trade deadline. I'd assume they still have interest in Kyle Lowry, considering he's a free agent this offseason. So now our starting center position. Serge Ibaka, yeah, he's cool, but there's better players we could probably get at the starting center position. Now, before we make a trade for a center, I think it would make sense if we use this mid-level exception on a player like Taj Gibson, who's a bit more experienced, has a little bit of value still in the league. So if we paired Ibaka with Taj Gibson, we might have enough to get someone such as Miles Turner. I think if the Clippers could pick up Miles Turner, because I know there's definitely rumors that the Pacers are looking to move Miles Turner. The Clippers don't have any first-round picks, but if we say just load up 4 second-round picks with Serge Ibaka and Taj Gibson, the Pacers do tend to agree with that, which means this starting five, this new look Los Angeles Clippers team has a starting five of Kawhi, Paul George, DeRozan, Lowry, and Turner. Yes, it's old, but we're looking for a championship this season. Miles Turner is the youngest player in this starting five, but we're looking for a championship, like I said. We still have Marcus Morris and Reggie Jackson and Terrence Mann off this bench, so we should be okay. Let's go to player progression to see how many of these old players regress. So quite a few of our players have gone down. We got Paul George going down, we got Kawhi going down, and Lowry going down. Lowry makes sense. He's 35 years old. He's allowed to regress. All of our teams getting older, bro. Literally every single one of our teams getting older. So that's got to be the main focus of today's video, is to try and limit how much our team gets old. Also, to win a championship as soon as freaking possible. Perimeter defense is going to DeMar DeRozan, because I know DeRozan isn't the strongest defender, but we should be able to make it work. So like I said, they're actually starting DeRozan at the 4. I don't like that defensively. I'm alright with a 9-man rotation, to be honest with you, Tyronn Lue. I'm okay with a 9-man rotation. Terrence Mann, Otoru, Reggie Jackson, and Morris off the bench. Yes, it's not the greatest of benches, but considering how good our starting 5 is, we should be able to make it work, I suppose. So I'm fine with a Lowry, George, DeRozan, Leonard, and Turner starting 5. Morris, Jackson, Otoru, and Mann off the bench. First scoring option, of course, is going to be Kawhi, and then I'll go Paul George and DeRozan as our scoring options. I'm running a balanced system, it seems to look like, and the Clippers are the projected 6th seed. So I don't know if this team is going to work together to win a title. Hopefully they do. They're all very mature people, so hopefully they can do this. But we'll find out one. All-Star teams, we got Kawhi Leonard, DeMar DeRozan, and no PG. But DeMar DeRozan makes the All-Star team, because that makes sense, 2K, doesn't it, mate? This team definitely didn't do as I thought it would. We only won 44 games. Surely the team that has all this type of talent on it could make this work. We were the 6th seed, taking on the young team. Daniel Otoru starting over Miles Turner. Oh my god. This team is playing like absolute booty juice. Absolute booty juice. We have 3 20-plus point per game scorers. Kyle Lowry put up 6 assists tonight. Really? Offensively, the Clippers, were we a top 10 offense? No. We were a 14th best offense, and our defense was just inside the 10. This is BS, 2K. Proper bullshit, that is. That is B-fucking-S. That should not be happening right now. It just should not be happening. We should not be 6th in the Western Conference, mate. We just shouldn't. Hopefully we can upset the Grizzlies here, because if not, we are in for a roughin'. We are in for a roughin', man, if we cannot win this series. It's a Game 7 in the first round of the frickin' playoffs. And we've got a Game 7 against the young Memphis Grizzlies. Thank you. We upset them, and we're taking on the 7-seeded Mavericks. And they have Luka, so we're probably going to lose. Yeah, that's normally how it works, isn't it, 2K? If you have Luka Doncic, you win. If you don't, if you're going up against him, you lose. Miles Turner is having a stinky playoff series, by the way. Like, stinky, should I just say, point it out. Stinky, mate. We're up 3-2, though. We did go down, but we are up 3-2. So, hopefully, that means we've got another Game 7. Got another Game 7 against the 7th-seeded Mavericks. Why is it always the Clippers and the Mavericks that have close series, right? And we've somehow pulled it off. We're the 6th seed going to the Western Conference Finals, taking on LeBron, Anthony Davis, Andre Drummond, Ricky Rubio, and Javon Carter. We lose Game 1. Game 2, we win. Okay, Game 3, we lose. We will lose Game 4, probably. That's normally how it works. Yep, we lose Game 4. Love that. Awesome. And then game 5, probably going to take a fat L, losing the Western Conference Finals to the Los Angeles Lakers. Yep, that's how it does. That's normally how it goes. Lovely. The Lakers will win the championship, and LeBron wins Finals MVP. We were the 16 and we made the Western Conference Finals. So, I mean, I don't think I can really be upset, I suppose. So, what I might do then is trade Kyle Lowry and Reggie Jackson, because I know Reggie Jackson's going to regress. Really? Really? No one wants Reggie or Kyle Lowry. I might also do the same to Marcus Morris. We need a better starting point guard. Markelle Fultz and Mo Bamba's not bad. We get a backup center in Mo Bamba, plus we get Markelle Fultz, who's going to develop nicely for us. He's younger, much younger. Either that or get the 6th overall pick and Christian Wood. I think I'm going to get Markelle Fultz and Mo Bamba from the Magic. You know. And then move Marcus Morris with 2 second-round picks. Could we maybe just get ourselves like a nice bench player that we could use, mate? Come on, 2K. Work with me here. No, you're not going to work with me? Fine, I'll take Azza off of our bench. We should be able to make this work somehow. Terrence Mann is also going to be used off of our bench. Daniel Torrey, if we can bring him back off of our bench, that would be divine, but I don't know if that's going to happen. So we need a backup point guard, and that's it. We just need a backup point guard. And we could use just Chris Dunn. Chris Dunn's works for me. I'm fine with Chris Dunn off of our bench, mate. I'm so okay with Chris Dunn off of our bench. 3 training camps this year. Perimeter defense is going to DeRozan. We'll go untapped potential to Markelle Fultz, and we'll do the same to Mo Bamba, because I think actually Mo Bamba might actually be our starting center this year instead of Miles Turner. Not sure. They actually want to start Aaron Gordon over DeRozan right now. I don't think so. And like I said, I'm quite okay with having Mo Bamba as our starting center and have Aaron Gordon with Miles Turner off the bench. I'm okay with that. However, we might have to move on from Daniel Otoru for a shooting guard off the bench. If we can actually find a shooting guard off the bench, or Bryn Forbes could work. Bryn Forbes works, I suppose, as a shooting guard off the bench. So yes, we are going to be starting our regular starting 5 this year, and then have Forbes, Man, Dunn, and Turner off the bench, and Aaron Gordon. I forgot about Azza. Still, scoring options are going to be Kawhi, Paul George, and DeRozan. We've got a 4-star balanced system still, and the Clippers have actually gone up to the projected 4th seed this year. Hopefully that means something. I'm not sure, but let's see what goes down. All-star break here. Do we get anybody? We have Kawhi Leonard. We have Paul George, and that's all of the All-Stars we have. Right, don't look at our record, by the way. I don't think we made playoffs this year, boys. And because of that, I'm just going to blow this thing up for this final season. I'm literally just going to blow this thing up. Like I said, we didn't make playoffs. We had a starting 5 of Fultz, George, Kawhi, Mo Bamba, and DeRozan. And with a bench of Aaron Gordon and Miles Turner, and we didn't even make playoffs. Paul George was our leading scorer with 25 points per game. And we didn't even make play. Okay, 2K. Okay, mate. We were one of the worst teams offensively, and our defense was decent. But alright, fuck it. We're doing one more season, and we're gonna blow this motherfucker out the water. We're gonna kill it. We're gonna have like 3 All-Stars at least next season. The Lakers won the championship, by the way. LeBron Finals MVP. We're going to sign Nick Nurse as our new head coach because something needs to change. Tyronn Lue, you're good IRL, but 2K just hates you, mate. Scouting. Anybody selling? Come on. We could bring in Donovan Mitchell instead of Paul George. See, that's not bad. That's not bad, although I do like Paul George. But I could also bring in Jimmy Butler. We don't need that. The Magic. They're selling. Don't really want anyone on that team. Maybe Jonathan Isaac. Oh, Nikola Jokic. Are you on an expired deal, my brother? Why are you on an expired deal, Nikola Jokic? I think Zion Williamson's also on an expired deal. I'm in a pickle because I want to sign someone really good, but they're all on expired contracts. Yay. A team still selling? Oh, the Pistons are. They have no one I want, though. Okay. Okay, you know what? I think I can make a Donovan Mitchell trade work. I think Donovan Mitchell could work here. However, I don't think I have the assets to make this work, sadly. Come on. Work with me here. What if I give up Paul George? I'll move Paul to the small forward. What if I trade Paul George? I could bring in Shai Gilgeous. What if I chuck in DeRozan as well? Nothing. Markelle Fultz. Anybody like Markelle Fultz? No. Aaron Gordon. We could get Ben Simmons and Tobias Harris. Like, we could do that. Or we could get Ayton, Mikal Bridges. I don't mind that. Ayton and Mikal Bridges. That gives us a center. Plus also a small forward that we can use in a trade. You know what? I'm doing it. I'm going to bring in DeAndre Ayton. We're going to move Mo Bamba to the bench. We're going to re-sign Mo Bamba. That's right. We're going to re-sign Mo Bamba. Then if we use DeRozan with Fultz, could we get ourselves a better starting point guard? We could get Chris Paul, but I have a feeling he's going to be regressing this season. Could we get ourselves a better starting point guard? Actually, who's in free agency this year? If I can find a way to free up enough cap space to get Jokic, I might do that. DeMar DeRozan, I'll take you, plus a first-round pick, brother. We need to free up cap space. So, Chris Dunn, you're gone. For 2 first-round picks, that's... You know what? That's fine by me, because then we can even maybe try and pull in Donovan Mitchell later. Mikal Bridges, you're gone. We need to free up some cap space, and I will take Devin Vassell. And yep, sure, I'm fine with that. That's cap off my hands. Devin Vassell now can now trade for 2 first-round picks from the Pistons. I will take that. Now we need to get rid of this $4 million contract for 2 first-round picks from the Knicks. How much cap do I need to free up now? It's 13 milli. 13 mil. Can I trade Markelle Fultz for Isaiah Stewart and a first? 2 million? Really? I have to free up 2 mil? Isaiah Stewart, you're gone for 2 first-round picks, brother. But please tell me we can get Nikola Jokic. We freed up all that cap space for Jokic, and we didn't even get him. We freed up all that cap space for Jokic, and we didn't even get him. I know the Pelicans are going to match that for Zion, and I know the Grizzlies are going to match that for Ja. Ja's literally the only one we got. New Orleans decided to match, and Memphis decided to match, and Jokic is still here. He still wants to go to the Bulls, though. Never mind. We just got Jokic. We just got Nikola Jokic. How did we do that? No one knows. And we also managed to re-sign Miles Turner. And why not chuck in Harrison Barnes here as well? We've had a crazy offseason, boys. So that means we no longer need Ayton. We don't need DeAndre Ayton. So if I pair DeAndre with Miles Turner, which actually, if we use Turner off the bench, that could work. Jay Shrub and Ayton. Get us a point guard, please. D'Angelo, Russell, and Brogdon fills out 2 positions. That fills out 2 positions. We can get Porter Jr. and Jamal Murray. I quite like the 2 positions from... I don't know who offered it to me. The Cleveland Cavaliers. I'll take D'Lo and Malcolm Brogdon. We have to go up pretty valuable first, but that's okay. That fills out 2 positions, though. But if we use Harrison Barnes with Malcolm Brogdon, I'm sure we could pick up someone even better at the starting 2. What about if we give up Brogdon and 2 first-round picks for Donovan Mitchell? Plus, I'll also chuck in that first. And that first. And this first. Really now? Brogdon has a lot of trade value, and you're not going to say yes to that. I'll chuck in Harrison Barnes. And those picks. There we go. We just traded for Donovan Mitchell. Which means we now have almost got our starting 5. We need a power forward, and we have our starting 5. However, we do not have any other cap space scenarios, so... We're kind of in the bin here, but at the same time, we just signed Nikola Jokic, so I don't care. We got 3 training camps, and guess what's happening? Perimeter defense is going to Mitchell. We're going perimeter defense to D'Angelo, and we'll go big man offense to D'Angelo. Kawhi, sure. Let's make his big man offense even better than it already is. Sure. Okay. Now, what do we got going on over here that we can kind of turn into greatness for us? Muscala and Sadarowski, could you trade us for Tyler Bay, who's making a bunch of money? That's perfect. Tyler Bay with Dante Exum. Could you also get us someone making a bucket load of money, such as Sekou Doumbouya? I'll take Keldon Johnson, actually. He's making about 15 mil. Perfect. We also need a power forward, so that's what we're looking for. So bonus... we probably should get someone who can play a little bit of defense at the power forward position, just to make up for Jokic's lack of defense, you know, just to make up for the lack of defense from Nikola Jokic. If someone would like to offer, such as Jonathan Isaac, oh my goodness. Plus, we also get Chuma Okeke off of our bench. I love that. Awesome. Now we have Turner and Chuma off of our bench. Jalen Green and Kleber, could you get us a backup point guard? I don't think we really need it, but I'll chuck in a first-round pick, sure. Anybody want to give me a backup point? No one wants to offer up a backup point guard. I'll take RJ Hampton. RJ Hampton can play the point, can't he? He can, yes. But I might just have a look. We can get Devin Askew. Perfect. We also got Alec Burks in that deal as well. Heck yeah. We don't need Alec Burks, to be fair. Yeah, we need a shooting guard. Sure, we'll take We'll take Luke Kennard on again for our shooting guard needs, but we're good now. We've got ourselves a 9-man rotation. We have a D'Angelo Russell, Donovan Mitchell, Kawhi Leonard, Jonathan Isaac, and Nikola Jokic starting 5. Holy shit. We then have Miles Turner, Devin Askew, Chuma Okeke, and Luke Kennard off the bench. I am going to go Kawhi. I'm going Jokic, Kawhi, and then Mitchell as our 3 scoring options. We got a 4.5 star. Well done. Good math, Cameron. System, and we're the projected 6th seed. Don't know how we're projected 6th. We should be doing better than last year. All-Stars. We get ourselves Nikola Jokic, Kawhi Leonard, and that's all. I said we'd have 3. We only have 2. However, we are winning games. So I don't really mind. At least we win almost 60 games this year. LeBron somehow wins MVP again. Okay, sure. Mike D'Antoni wins Coach of the Year. He's not even our coach. Jokic, All-NBA first team. Any All-NBA second teams or third teams? Nope. We finish as a 1 seed in the West where we should freaking be, alright? We should be here. Jokic dropped 24.9 and 13 and almost 8, well, over 8 assists a game. 22.6 for Mitch and then 22.4 for Kawhi. Offensively, we're the second best team. Our defense was okay. We were inside the top 10 and our differential was second best only to the Los Angeles Lakers. Interesting. First round against the Timberwolves is a W. Second round against the Spurs is an L. I quit. I'm done. I'll catch you guys in the next video. I am done with 2K today. Fuck off.